Hello guys. Welcome to my channel, Full on Drama. Today I have brought you 4 Am I the Asshole Reddit wedding stories. Story 1. Am I the asshole for saying I would exclude my father's family from my wedding? I, 26 female, have been in a relationship for a while now, and during the holidays, the topic of weddings came up while my mother and I were in the car together running errands. When we got to the topic of who I would invite or how large the wedding would be, I said I would be inviting almost no one from my father's side to the wedding apart from one cousin my siblings and I were close to growing up. My mother was visibly upset. My father is the youngest child in a massive and close family, 16 siblings, and they are all very close and have keys to each other's houses, always visit randomly, help with maintenance, the large farm family type. Most of my cousins have had huge weddings, guest lists over 1,000 and renting out event centers, and my siblings and I are pretty much that side's last chance for their huge family weddings. The issue mainly rests with my uncle and his wife. They live super close to us and, like the rest of them, had access codes to our house and security systems. This doesn't pose an issue with the rest of my aunts and uncles, but one time I drove home sick in the middle of the school day and found my aunt in my sister's room rummaging through their drawers. When I found her there, she ran up, hugged me, said hello, and then left. When I called my parents at work to ask if she was supposed to be there and what she was doing rummaging through their drawers, my sisters were 10 and 12 at the time and she only had boys in college. My parents said her washing machine was broken and she needed to use ours. When I commented it was weird, they brushed it off. This was not the only time they have been weird throughout my life. As children, we would play in my relatives' basements with their toys and my uncle would always volunteer to get the kids for dinner. On our way up the stairs, he would pat our behinds. He would also ask only the girls for hugs and they would always be uncomfortably long. He would tickle us until we were crying and asking him to stop. This continued into our teens when my sisters and I basically stopped going to family gatherings, and if they ever came over, we would hide in our rooms. My parents know about all of that but still invite them over. They just ended up begrudgingly changing the house codes after we wouldn't let it go. As far as I know, my parents have never brought it up to anyone and changed the subject when it comes up. I think leaving one family or sibling out of a wedding would be more drama than just having a super small and intimate wedding and only having super close friends and immediate family come, leaving that whole side out almost altogether. My sisters are on the same page as me. My parents disagree and have been upset with me ever since, saying I planted this idea in my sisters' heads and that I am ruining their chance at having a large family wedding, reciprocating what their siblings did, and that I am or would be causing unnecessary drama. So, am I the asshole? Story 2. Am I the asshole for threatening to disinvite my fiancé's mom from our wedding for saying I'm stingy and cheaped out on the ring and wedding? I, 34 male, am engaged to my fiancée Emily, 31 female. Both of our families are lower class, so we have to pay for the wedding by ourselves. We talked it through and I suggested we have a more chill, smaller wedding and save our money for a down payment on a bigger house. I make significantly more than her. She's a teacher and I'm a doctor, so I told her I would take care of the majority of expenses like the venue, catering, and planner, if she just paid for her dress and smaller stuff like that. Last week, her parents hosted a party for us before the wedding and her mom kept making comments about how she can't believe how small our wedding will be, or that we're not hosting it at the fancy hotel downtown that's just so much better and elegant than what I chose. I even overheard her talking to her sister about how small the diamond is in Emily's ring and that it's embarrassing a doctor won't treat her daughter better. I spent about $5,000, which I thought was fair. She just seemed so hung up on the fact that her daughter is marrying a doctor, but the wedding or ring aren't on a doctor level. Based on what I know, I think she is a little embarrassed about her family's socioeconomic status and was hoping her daughter marrying a doctor would help improve her image to her friends and extended family. Throughout all of it, Emily looked extremely embarrassed and awkward and kept trying to tell her mom it was fine, and her mom just said, "You need to learn to stand up for yourself." This is when I just lost it and told her mom she can be uninvited from the wedding if she has so many problems with it and is embarrassed by how cheap I am. So, am I the asshole? Story 3. Am I the asshole for not inviting my own sister to my wedding? My sister, Jane, 37, and I, 31, had on or off relationship. I've been with fiancé Dave for over a decade. He's my best friend. We both have a dry sense of humor, think the same things at the same time, know what each of us are going to say next before we say it. Best of all, he has a heart of gold and is so thoughtful. Jane seems to go off in these moods and fall out with me. I always apologized and we made up. Dave didn't understand why I apologized if I hadn't done anything. He was really the one to shine a light on this behavior that I had always gone along with, and I'd never really noticed it before. When with Dave, I guess Jane noticed a difference in me and constantly said I was under the thumb. I wasn't. I was just more confident. We've done okay, coming from really poor backgrounds, minimum wage jobs and living in box rooms at our parents' homes, to buying our first home together, now second. It's around this time the "you're stuck up and think you're better than everyone" comments started coming in from Jane, making me feel bad about myself. Even now I still feel like I'm failing, but Dave always reminded me, "Look how well you've done. I'm so proud of you," and put a smile back on my face. I'm not alone. Jane consistently falls out with my mother, dad, other sister, sometimes daughter, and other half. Jane has 2 children, 20 female and 5. When Jane's fallen out with anyone in the past, she stopped all contact with them and the children. My family swallowed their pride and apologized to all get along and be able to see them. However, with us apologizing over nothing we've done, I feel like it's now set that Jane is always right. Everyone else is wrong, and everyone must automatically apologize to Jane. Now to 20 female birthday over a year ago. Apparently I made a comment about her that she got mad at. I think I actually just agreed with what she said. As the restaurant was loud, she fell out with me, but I said sorry, which she accepted. So I thought we were cool. It's now close to Christmas and I tried to call Jane, ask her plans. I got nothing. A week before Christmas, I was at a comedy gig and posted online. At the break I went to the toilets and checked my phone. Message from Jane. She said her and the children wanted nothing to do with me. I came back and Dave asked what was wrong. He could see I was upset. I told him. He wasn't happy. It looked like Jane had seen where I was and chose to attack me and ruin our night. I believe an apology is owed to both Dave and I for that night. I've seen her a couple of times with the family. She is sure not to interact with me, even when I try. My family say I should apologize, try and make up, but for the first time in my life, I think I have to stand my ground. They say you can't not invite your own sister. She's apparently told them if I don't get an invite, that's it. I feel like she doesn't deserve an invite and would cause a scene. It's a day for Dave and I. I would love to be close again, but I want to be respected too. I'm an adult now, not a pushover. So, am I the asshole? Story 4. Am I the asshole for uninviting my parents from my wedding because of what they said about my fiancé? I, 23 female, have been dating Noah, 25 male, for more than 3 years now. We met through friends. He's truly the love of my life. Admittedly, my parents never liked him because I was only 19 while he was 22. I admit, this is natural and we gave them plenty of time to trust him. They also wanted me to marry someone more polished, the word they used. Noah is not Catholic, nor is he from a wealthy background. He also has tattoos, which is a pretty big sin for my family. I knew my family was pretentious like that, but I never thought they'll berate me for choosing my own life partner. Noah is more successful than me and he takes care of me more than anyone else. My brother used to tell me that my parents thought I was going through my rebel phase later in life because I never used to go against their wishes before. This is true, but I've explained to them that it's because I didn't know I had a choice. They thought I'll break up with him eventually. A few months ago I found out that I'm pregnant. It was not planned at all, but Noah and I used to talk about family way before this, so even thought things are happening a lot earlier than we planned. We wanted to go ahead with it. Soon after, Noah proposed as well. We hosted a dinner for both our families and told them the news, and this is where things got out of control. I didn't want to shock them, so my brother had also told them that I was engaged, but I wanted to tell them about the pregnancy face to face. I don't get to see them much since they live far away, and this was special to me. But this is one of the reasons I feel like I'm the asshole. I feel like maybe I put too much pressure. Anyways, they came, they saw the ring, and pretended to be okay with it. But after we got started eating, they were continuously making snide remarks, like how Noah could afford such a ring, or that it's fake. Now, Noah is not a person to take shit, and after a lot comments, he told them that if they had the class they showed with their money, my name wouldn't have to be scared of telling them she's pregnant. To say they were shocked is in an understatement. My mom started crying. My dad started fighting with my mother-in-law about Noah trapping me. I was so stressed and scared. They just kept shouting. Noah told them to get out, but before leaving my mother told me to get rid of it. I couldn't believe what she said. I still didn't say anything. I was shocked. The next day when they called, I told them they were uninvited from the wedding. They were okay, even said they were free of a burden. But after a week, they called, apologized, and said that missing their only daughter's wedding would be devastating, but I shouted a lot that day. I called them names and I just lost it. It's been a while, no contact. I overthink a lot nowadays, hormones I guess, but I want to know, what if I explained the pregnancy before they got shocked? Maybe if I told them instead of Noah. They have given me everything my entire life, my education, everything. So, am I the asshole? Thanks for watching. Comment down your verdict. Subscribe for more such content every other day.